Okay, now we have Chris and Eva, co-directors of No, I'm Not the Mother.
Hi everyone, my name is Eva Braniecka and I'm the co-director and writer of this movie.
And my name is Christian Nedenov, co-director and cinematographer.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Wow.
Last year, I embarked on a project that was beyond anything I had ever done. And if it's not obvious, yes, we're making a fucking movie. But as you're about to see, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. And it all started with a single question.
Let me first ask you this. If somebody asked you to gift the most precious thing you had, what would it be?
This is a story of how three friends decide to combine forces and make a film about something that they truly cared about, and somehow ended up in Italy to pitch their idea at a festival. It is the unpolished, raw and honest version of what it really takes to make an independent documentary with your friends. So here's how it all happened. Last year, I got invited to document a wedding in rural Germany. That's me there, by the way. And at the wedding, I met the most beautiful and quirky bride, Sana. My good friend Eva was also there, but more on her later. It was a beautiful and heartwarming wedding, and everyone stayed up until late, having the time of their life. 2 months pass, and one day I get a call from the bride out of the blue. Did she not like the wedding photos? Did I fuck up? As I pick up the phone, Sana fills me with compliments and begins to tell me about a journey she's about to embark on. And she needs someone to help her document it. What is it? I'm donating my eggs, she says. I had no idea what that was, but Sana explained. As a woman, Sana wanted to help a gay couple start a family. Queer people face challenges when it comes to that aspect of life. Especially those born as men have a much bigger struggle when it comes to finding help, a donor. This is where Sana would come in, and by donating her eggs, she would give the couple a chance at starting that family. Living in such an open-minded city as Berlin, I quickly realized how important this topic is. Having gone through creative burnout and feeling like I have my energy back, I wanted to tell a story that is much bigger than me. Something global, something we'll keep hearing more about, and we're still quite early in understanding. And so, before I knew it, I was on a flight to Canada with Sana.
Oh, you found me!
I made it. She's here.
Yes! Yeah, I met a man who was visiting his family in Toronto from London, and his cousin, their daughter,
Sana's why for doing this was pretty big. She knew and understood that there aren't many donors in the world in general, and being queer herself, she wanted to help another queer family exist. My job was to follow her around and learn as much as possible through her eyes and journey. As we lived together for the next 3 weeks, we cooked and talked almost every single day. About the procedure and her daily hormone injections, and about life and other things. I quickly learned that Sana's an incredibly curious person, and beyond even that, she likes to push boundaries for herself, which as a result will backlash onto her at some point in this story. In the following weeks, we often go to the clinic, and in the meantime, we start to interview and talk to people who had been through similar experiences. She wanted to learn as much as possible on the topic from others, and more than anything, submerge ourselves in the local culture. And this is where we found the Vogue Ball. A Vogue Ball is more than a party. It's where identity, art, and defiance come together. Rooted in queer ballroom culture, it's loud, it's fierce, and it reminds us that having space to be fully yourself isn't just fun, it's necessary.
I have to watch this video again and explain.
Do not use if the solution is cloudy, discolored, or contains particles. Connector ends on a Q-cap. Place the vial and
Okay, is this enough?
gently press on the syringe on. This will allow the air to enter the vial.
Well, you're not going out.
Remove the Q-cap and syringe from the vial.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Eh. Finally. Yes. Okay. Well, thanks for waiting. Don't worry.
Sure.
I hope I get better at this. Yeah.
The following weeks got progressively tougher. As Sana continued with her regular hormone injections, she felt that something was off. She struggled to breathe, to move, and still, no one took her seriously. By the time she was wheeled into the operating room, none of us knew what would happen next. Luckily, Sana came out of the operation fine. Not great, but she made it through. But in the month to follow, she experienced immense discomfort. She knew that the medical system, the one that's supposed to protect her, had pushed her way beyond her limits. As I sat back home after the trip, I had mixed emotions and felt a sort of a suspense. I had all of this footage and a great story, but I was sitting on so much material and had no idea how to organize it. Luckily, information was a few searches away. I split all of the footage into individual folders based on days and keywords, separated the interviews, and then it was time to write the story. You remember Eva? Well, it turns out she was Sana's friend way before I knew her. As Sana had told her about the whole story, she couldn't help but want to be involved in the project. Eva had a history in producing TV and shows in Poland, and with a passion for writing, she became a writer. With her help, we could actually collect all the parts of the puzzle and form a real story arc. And the key to every good story is a good problem.
I'm in bed with the worst back pain I've ever had in my entire life.
For the second time in 2 years, I was struck with back pain, unlike anything I've ever experienced. Almost paralyzed to my bed and having incredibly limited movement, my whole life had to be put on pause in order to prioritize and take care of myself. Everything we were doing had to be put on hold. But one day, 2 months later, we received this. It was an email from Biogra Film, which is a film festival in Bologna, Italy. We were accepted into their Bio2B Industry Days pitching program. And so the prep began.
And next project is the Seeds of Connection.
Great. So maybe just quickly on how we're going to structure this. I don't think we fit into 7 minutes yet, but we will in the future after some.
Yeah, we definitely have to add a note where we say that Sana, by the way, is in the audience.
It was getting real. This was going to be the first time that we told the story in such detail and have the opportunity to pitch it in front of industry professionals. The pressure was definitely on. So I am pitching a documentary at a film festival this week. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Italy, and I'm trying to practice my verbal pitch. I'm going to be on stage, and my name is Christian Neidanoff, co-director and cinematographer. Sana is a 30-year-old queer woman with Iraqi roots who happily lives in Berlin with her husband, and one day wants to have children of her own. We follow her as she travels from Berlin to Canada to donate her eggs to a gay couple who found her through one of these online platforms. This is her second egg donation, and this time she decides to challenge the norms even more by choosing to not make the donation anonymous, which allows the intended parents and one day the child to meet her. This is where our story begins. And before we knew it, we would be introduced to the stage, which we'll be pitching on.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Wow.
the ceiling.
It was one of the most beautiful theaters I've ever seen.
But if the mic is fixed.
The nerves were getting real. Would we stumble on our words? Would someone ask us a question we couldn't answer?
Let me first ask you this. If somebody asked you to gift the most precious thing you had, what would it be? Maybe some of you thought about material possessions or time, but for Sana, donating her eggs was the most powerful way to help others build a family.
And even though we were drenched in our own sweat, the pitch went exceptionally well. Now all that was left was to enjoy some delicious pasta and celebrate our little win. As this story ends here, another one begins. The film was able to generate some interest at the film festival, but unfortunately not enough. We moved on to financing it ourselves, and this is where we'd love to ask you for help. If any part of this was even slightly moving, relatable, or interesting, we'd love your help to bring more life to this project over at our Kickstarter. We have different tiers with different rewards, all offering something really valuable, starting from as small as possible and going as big as you want. At the end of the day, dreams are better when built together and shared. So if you want to continue building this with us, we'll find you over at our Kickstarter page. Thank you so much.